First, we need to find, see if that's reseated enough. Let's see about this. It's up tight. We need some O-rings. I just happen to have an assortment of O-rings. In fact, I have 2 assortments. And we should be able to find something that'll work in there. See if I have anything closer in this set. That looks pretty close. Now I'm going to put a little lube on it. Get it greased up a little bit so that as the shaft goes in, you don't want it to sit there and pull it and tear it. Well, come out. It doesn't want to go in there. Oh, please don't make me leave. This gives you a little purpose, a little O-ring. You now have meaning. You're just not part of the crowd, sitting in a lonely garage somewhere. You may be in this thing for 75 more years. I won't do it. No. Can't make me. Watch this. There. Don't you feel better now? Oh. All right. We'll put a little bit of lube on the shaft as we're going. I don't know about you guys, but I like a little bit more than that. Just, yeah, it's going in there and sealing it, but maybe this little ring wasn't destined to be in here for 75 years. Doesn't look to go past that first one. There it went. That feels better. I like that better. Okay. The next part up was this part. We need to take this pin out so that we can reinsert it from the opposite direction. And seeing how these pins are pretty tight in there, I didn't really see the need to replace it. push that paw back in there. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we can advance the shaft through there. Symmetrical on both sides, so you don't have to worry about which side to go in there. But once we get that in there, we're going to be unable to put in this ring. So I think now is the time for a trial fit of the ring and to make sure that we can go into that boss with it. It may be too thick, maybe too thin. There we go. It's all got enough lube on it there. Pretty tight on the, the rubber action there. So I'm happy with that. We need to find the little key, which is right here. There we are. Can you see this keyway here? You see that key is there, and I'm putting it in right there. Oh, there we go. There we don't go. I heard it ring like a bell. Where did you go? Oh, it's always something. As Rosanna Dana would say, Jane, it's always something. If it's not this, it's not that. I found it. Remember I said it sounded like a bell? Let's hit the old motor over there. Okay. First off, let's make sure everything's out of that seat. We'll pull that back, push this over here. You guys, please watch and see if it falls out, see where it goes. I appreciate it. Now I'm going to take and seat that in there. An O-ring in here, O-ring in here. We shouldn't need any more O-rings for today. Well, on this side. Now, I live out in the country, and it takes a while to go anywhere to get anything. So little assortments of pins and things and O-rings are nice to have. Now I'm going to hold my hand on this. I think it's started, but I don't want that key to fly away. There we go. Now, this was where we had fun the first time. Got to pick that up a little bit for it to start in that boss. To make it happen this time, I'm going to put a screwdriver over here so I can lift up just a little bit, because that's the way I had to do last time. Feels good to me. All right, make sure you have this bar down on this side, angled like this instead of on the top. Because if you do it on the top, it'll be too high up to reach into that other part. Okay, we're now ready to put this all back together. What I'm going to do is use this pick here to see if I can line that hole up with where it needs to be. That's where I think it needs to be. Then I'm going to take a little bitty set screw, a little bitty driver. I'm going to put it right there. Now you can't really see what I'm doing. I've got this pick in the hole through the shaft, lining up where I need to put the pin. Then I'm going to use this set screw to tighten it in that position. The pin is what tells me where it needs to be, so I don't have to worry about side play or the correct rotation. Okay, now we've got that in there. Roll pin, good shape. Now, I don't know how many of you people have heard about Musty One or watch his channel. Man's a whiz at small engines and tuning them and everything. Well, for years I've watched him and he used a body hammer. So I made a spoof video of fixing my wife's mule's carburetor. Got out the old body hammer and was using it. I love this thing. You know, this was my good one. But if you'll see, it's got a chamfer around the edge. And for what I need to do right now, this body hammer is much better because I can get right there on the edge of it. So, shout out to Musty One. Thought he was crazy, And he may still be crazy, but he had a great idea with a body hammer. Now I need to go ahead and drive it in some more. Voila! Ta-da! Now there's one more piece that needs to go in here, and that's a spring. It's right here. And guys, I don't see how in the heck you're going to be able to see this and me see what I'm doing, so excuse me, pardon my back. I'm reaching around for a post in there, and then there's a post in here that I hope I can get it on, and there we go. Ta-da! See the spring? Now, have we destroyed it? Will it work? Need something to put through that handle. This may be too light. You don't want to bend it. I've got it locked up. It's not moving. And the reason it's not moving is because of that paw in there has got it locked in that position. So, excuse me. I need to release this paw. Click, 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 click. Now, need something to be able to turn that a little bit easier. I wonder if you'll fit in there. Nope. Yep. Yeah, it's going 2, 1, 2. That's up, down, and up and down. Up, neutral, down. Feels good. All right, to recap. We pulled this shaft out, replaced an O-ring in this brass boss here, and replaced an O-ring on the tip of that shaft, like right there. So now all of this is back together. I've taken care of 2 potential leak sources. I'm going to put a cover back on this, and that should be the whole head up here, the only way it can leak. So let's get some acetone and clean that up. All right, we're to the point of cleaning up this outside cover. I'm not going to change out that oil window, and I'm not changing this out because I don't have one and it doesn't leak. 2 good reasons. All right. While I got the acetone on the rag, I'm going to clean the face over here. Now, I'm not going to put back the old gasket because frankly we have newer stuff. This is going to get some of the right stuff gasket maker. All right. Love that little fuel brushless grinder. Clean it up one more time. Now, the reason I did that, somebody's probably going to want to paint this machine, and while I'm there I can buff that out and make their lives a lot easier. Okay, that's clean. Now on that other gasket, they didn't show the little area right there covered, but I figure that would help seal that boss and isn't in the way of anything, and it doesn't hurt. Now this stuff you put on, just cleaning the heads of these screws before I put them back in. Now we put a bead all the way around the back of this. I'm gonna now, the thing about this gasket maker is you put it on and you just tighten it a little bit. And then you wait for an hour, then you come back and torque it down. That saves from squeezing it all out. Anyways, I've been saying, people have been writing to me since I found my email address and the contact information on the channel page, asking for my help. Anywhere from tutoring them to helping them find machines and such, and I'm really honored that you even think of me. And I'll help you as much as I can until it gets, you know, to a point where it's really, really busy and it can't. How's that? A little compromise there. So that's working pretty good. Now, before we get too far along, I think we need to put all this back together. You can't see what I'm doing. Putting the shim back on. And frankly, I'm going to take and see if I can drive that pin in a little bit. More in line with what the other one is. If I need to, I can drive it in. See, there's where the pin is. They drilled this, counterbored it for a cap head socket head cap screw, and then put a pin on there to help it keep in alignment. Then they put the shim back there because they found it was too far forward, or excuse me, too far backwards, so they shimmed it out to be in alignment so this wouldn't bind going up and down. Why don't we clean this hole out while we're here? You'll have to take my word, you can't see it from there. Put a little lube on it. Oh, it's a pretty light fit. Now comes the hard part. A better, closer look. Working to putting this assembly back in. This screws to the quill, and frankly, I better. Got a feeling I need to start those screws before I get too far away. But on the other hand, I don't know which length they are, so I better figure that out. That looks like that's one of them right there. It's a little bit long. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but sometimes it does. Frankly, I don't want anything going through that outer quill and messing with the rotation. Now I've got two screws there that are the same length. Now I want to try starting those screws. Have to use my well, I could use the ball driver for right now, I think. Even this ball driver isn't getting on it very big. Our angle's pretty far out for it too. But I think that is started. I think we need to raise this up a little. It has reached. The alignment pins are okay. I'm going to punch that one that I punched out a little bit back into where it was. There we go. That's fine there. How do you get the stuff on there? Oh, I see what I did. I wiped it off. It was sticking out over there. And my wife's going to make me wash dishes for a week just to get my hands clean. Okay. Now, I think that goes into this recess right here. So you need to line it up as you're coming down. So you'll hit into that recess. Also, this needs to be able to move like this, up and down, spring loaded. When this hits it, it'll push it up or down depending on how this is done. Let me see if I can demonstrate that for you. See how that goes up there? And when it comes down, it pushes this away. And when the quill goes up, it pushes that and puts it into neutral. So that's what you want to make sure works. Let's go ahead and put this back on. It's pretty easy to remove if somebody wants to paint it.